Hello again, welcome to my channel. I'm Angela from artery.com. I've been on a bit of a wax sealing kick lately, and I've seen quite a few of these cards made in different ways with a wax seal embellishment, and I thought it was a really lovely idea because whatever you use for your wax seal on your card you could also use for the envelope if you were sending it to someone, which I thought was a really nice idea. But of course there were a few mistakes, one really quite major one where I put it on backwards, but that's easily fixed because what I can do is cut it off there and then just map this onto a white card, and it'll make for a bigger card, but that'll be okay. And also with this here is actually a die. You can use twine if you want, but this is actually a die from Spellbinders. It's brilliant. You can use any colour that you like and you get this sort of twine effect. Now the twine, when you die cut it, it's long and you're supposed to tuck it around the edge of the panel, but I forgot to do that before I stuck this on, so I just had to cut it off down the side. It hasn't turned out too badly, and this is supposed to be put on after you've put all of your embellishments on, which I forgot. So what I used instead, where have I put them, are these what they're called, double-sided adhesive dots. So what you can do, I mean, this is a good thing to use if you want to make wax seals and sell them as well. You can just put these on the back and then people just use that little flap there, lift it off, and then they can stick it to whatever they like. So that's what I use for this anyway. So for this card I came across this base that was already cut. It's like a bottom opening one. It's a bit smaller than normal. It's 4 inches by 5 1/4. So the card isn't going to be as big as this one, but never mind, it should still look okay. So the first thing we want to do is cut up this beautiful pink pearlescent paper. I think it's from Crafter's Companion, but I'm not sure. I'll look it up and I'll leave a link in the description. It's absolutely gorgeous. So I want this cut at 1/4 of an inch smaller than this. So this needs to be 3 3/4 by 5. So I'm going to use my guillotine for this. So cut it at 5. Hang on, I have to move all of these out of the way because it's wobbling. Right, so 5. I think this guillotine is getting a little bit blunt. 5. Did I say 3 3/4? I did, didn't I? Right, so that's going to go on there. Then I need to cut another one 1/4 of an inch smaller than that. I'm using my 250 GSM for this. See, this card is going to be a lot smaller because I do want the 2 mats there. I think that looks really nice. So I'll just put this away. Put that over there for now. So this little, I'm left with a tiny little panel here. I'm going to use a different embossing folder. I thought that other one was a little bit too thick. It is nice though. This is by Creative Expressions. I'll make sure I get this right. I got the last one wrong, so I'll try it this way. It all depends on which part you want sticking out and which part you want sticking in. I'm just going to use this under it because I don't want the embossing to be too pronounced. If that's worked at all, yes. So that's worked. It's perhaps not as pronounced as I would like. Yeah, I'm going to do that again. I'm going to try that again because this embossing folder is really thin. So I'm going to try that again with another piece of paper. Right, that's better. It was a bit of a faff on, right, because this wasn't thick enough, so I had to use the shim from just a piece of card that I used for my big shot, and that's worked a bit better. So now you can see that's much more pronounced. I'm not sure which side I like best actually. Well, that's typical. I like this side better, and yet it's got a little mark on there. So I'll see if we can cover that up. Okay, so that's going to go on there, but before we do that, I need to figure out where everything's going. I've cut these, but I'm not sure I like them now. I think they'll be okay just for this card. It's basically just to show you how to make it and how to use the sail as an embellishment. So the next thing I want to do is cut out 2 of these. That's the die there. And I'm going to cut these out of the same card, the same pink card. So now we are left with these. So these will go on there like that. You can have them in the middle or to one side. It's up to you. Because this is quite small. Ooh, that will fit nicely in there, won't it? And then you would fit that on there like that. So I'll glue that on there. Now before I glue it down to the actual card, we need to figure out where the flowers are going. Just on like that, I think should be okay. Because then that will go on there like that. Right, I'll just glue these down. I'll just use alcohol markers to colour the flowers, but you can use ink and a blending brush. Now to cut these out, you could cut them out on double-sided sticky sheet if you wanted, but that's going to go on there like that. And then all you need to do is turn it round. Yeah, that's going to need trimming off. I'll just trim those little bits off now. So that'll go on there like that. It doesn't need to be perfect because remember it's just supposed to look like twine really. Yeah, so you can see it doesn't need to be perfect. Now what we're going to do, because that's all on now, is I'm going to glue that onto there. Glue seems to be clearing up nicely off the sides of that beautiful paper card. Okay, nearly done thankfully. Make sure this is the right way this time. So that is now going to be glued onto there. You don't have to use glue, of course, you can use tape or a glue runner, anything you like really. In fact, with the embossed card you could even put that on foam tape and have it with a bit of dimension. I think that would look nice as well. Right now, just the sentiment and the wax seal to do. Do the wax seal first. I've put 2 different colour pinks in there. I've just put 4. I usually use 4 beads, I find that's enough. I'll leave a link to my videos on how to use the wax seals. I'm going to use that pretty flower. Okay, that it could have been better. I think it was a bit too far over to the right. But I think that's a beautiful stamp. That's really nice, that. And because that is completely sealed on. So if it didn't turn out right, what you could do is just take these off and make some more and then put another one on there. But it hasn't turned out too badly. It's a shame that the light's a bit iffy in here because you can't quite see it properly. Best off to clean it out while it's still a bit warm, so you can get that out and then just give it a bit of a clean with some kitchen roll or tissue paper. Of course, make sure it isn't too hot. So yeah, that would be nice if it just had a bit of a more even border around there, but yeah, I'm quite happy with that. I'll put this away. Now the sentiment is just going to be something very simple. I think I'm going to have that, sending love and happiness. Right, I'm going to try without the stamping platform, which is always a bit iffy in my case, but I'll give it a go. That's not too bad. I could have done with another stamp, but I'll take that. I wonder if this will fit. Oh, it does. That's nice. I wasn't going to use this, but I just thought I would see if it would fit around the sentiment, and it does, so. That'll do. And as with the other one, I just got a fairly matching ink pad. This is Bubble Bath from Stampin' Up. And just to make it stand out from the background, I just dip it into the ink pad all the way around. I really like this effect. It seems to put on just enough. That's nice, I like it. I find it's a bit more accurate than inking with a brush or something like that. It depends on the look that you want. And I can put it over that blotch there. Okay, sending love and happiness. And to finish off, I've just got a few pink Nuvo drops. These are Dusty Rose. I don't know if you can see that. Dusty Rose. I think, oh, hang on, I need to test it first because I haven't used this for a while. Oh, that's okay. Put it in the middle there. And just a few. And what you can do from the back, just give them a flick. Just settles them down a little bit. So that's it, that's the card. So that's just one way to use your wax seals as card embellishments. And like I say, if you were sending this to someone, you could put it on the outside of the envelope as well. I think that would be really nice. So I will leave a link to the video where I showed a similar card to this, which of course is so much better than mine, using different products as well. I think it's from Spellbinders. I'll leave a link anyway. So I should have probably had something at the bottom there because everything seems a bit too far up. But anyway, that's just one way to use, as I said, one way to use your wax seals as card embellishments. There are loads and loads of other ways, loads and loads of other things you can do with them. Like I said in my last video, I do have a few starter wax sealing kits on my website if you're interested. I'll leave a link to those anyway. I really appreciate you watching to the end. It really, really helps my channel. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Have a great day. Bye bye now.